Right, fractions. So question 1 here. Write 7/3 as a mixed number and 2 3/5 as an improper fraction. Okay, so each of these here are opposites. This here is an improper fraction, and you want to write it as a mixed number. And this is actually a mixed number, and you want to write it as an improper fraction. So if we start off with this, here is an improper fraction because the number on the top is larger than the number on the bottom. Okay, so we've got more than a whole basically. Okay, because if you think about it, in a whole, in terms of thirds, there's only 3/3, isn't there, in a whole? Okay, because of course thirds means to split something up into 3. So in one whole there'll be 3/3, but here we've got 7/3. There's more than one whole. So we just need to think, how many wholes have we got to start with? Well, one whole will be 3/3, 2 wholes will be 6/3. So that's pretty much close to that, isn't it? So we can have 2 wholes, which is 6/3, and then there's also an extra third then to give us the 7/3. So that's how you'd write that as a mixed number. The way I go about it to do this quickly, I just ask myself how many 3's go into 7, and it goes into 7 twice. 3 goes into 7 twice. That makes 6, and there's 1 left over there, over 3. Similar to this one now, but obviously working the other way. Fifths here. Now we've got 2 wholes. Now if you think about it, in one whole there'll be 5/5. Yeah, 5/5 in one whole. So 2 wholes, there'll be 10/5, plus then this 3/5. That's 13/5. Okay, that's an improper fraction. The quick way of doing it is just do 2 times 5, which is 10, add the 3, which is 13. Okay, question 2. It says draw a circle around each of the following fractions which is equal to 1/4. All you've got to do here is simplify these fractions to see if you get a quarter. That one straight away, look, we can see is a quarter. Because if you halve the top, you get 1, halve the bottom, you get 4. Here, if you notice, 6 goes into 6 once. 6 goes into 12 twice. So that's 1/2. So that's no good. 7 goes into 7 once. 7 goes into 21 3 times. That's a third. If you simplify that, 4 goes into both of these. 4 goes into 12 3 times. 4 goes into 20 5 times. So that's no good. 5 here goes into these. 5 goes into 5 once. 5 goes into 25 5 times. That's no good. 7 here goes into 7 once and into 28 4 times. So that's brilliant. That works. And then the last one, 5 of course goes into here 3 times into that 7. So that's no good. So you just got these 2 here. Okay, question 3. When you're taking away or adding fractions, you have to get the bottom numbers the same. Okay, now in this case they're different. To get them the same, you need to find a number that they both go into. Okay, so we need to think of a multiple that 6 and 3 is a factor of, or goes into. And of course 6, if you think about it, 6 will work, because 6 goes into 6 obviously, 3 goes into 6. What's good about that is that this fraction is already out of 6, so we don't have to change that. This one, okay, we'll change that one so it becomes out of 6. And all you've got to do, if you think about it, you just got to double it. Okay, double the bottom, double the top as well, so you get 4 out of 6. So now this becomes 5/6, as I said, stays as it is, but you take away, now instead of 2/3, you write it as 4/6. And the answer is 1/6. Okay, 1 out of 6. Question 4, similar. Again, think of a number. 9. Yeah, they both go into 9, so that one's okay already, but we need to change this one. So it's out of 9. And if you think about it, you've got to times it by 3. Times the top by 3, so you get 3/9. So you have 8/9 plus 3/9. Add them, that actually gives you 11/9. Now, I wouldn't leave it like that. They'd expect you to simplify this, because as it is, it's an improper fraction. So write it as a mixed number. You've got a whole here, haven't you? You've got 1 whole, and there's 2/9 as well. Okay, the way I did that was I just looked how many 9s are in 11. And there's one goes into it once, and there's 2 left over now. Okay, question 5. Let's think of a number they both go into. well, 4 doesn't go into 5, so that's no good. They both don't go into 5s, and they don't go into 4, so I have to think of another number. 20 will do, isn't it? So we need to change both of these fractions 0 to 20. In this case, you times it by 4. So times the top by 4, you get 8. In this case, you times it by 5. So times the top by 5, you get 15. So now add these two. Okay, 8 20ths plus 15 20ths is 23 20ths. Again, improper. So we've got 1 whole here and 3 20ths. Okay, question 6. A mixed number is a whole number with a fraction, as we've just seen. So you've got two mixed numbers here. And they want us to evaluate this. They want us to add these two mixed numbers together. Express your answer as a mixed number in its simplest form. And when you need to add together mixed numbers, it's really straightforward if you do the right steps. What you should do is first of all focus on the whole numbers, okay, the big numbers, and just add them. Okay, we're going to separate this up, so we're going to do the whole numbers first, add them, you get 6. Then focus on your fractions. Okay, let's add the fractions. 3/4 plus 3/8. Now again with this, we need to find a number they both go into. Okay, an 8, yeah, they both go into 8, so that one's okay. We just need to change this one. I'll do it over here, doubling it. So you double the top, you get 6. So this becomes 6/8. The other one's okay, so that becomes 9/8. And of course, again, this is improper, so you've got more than a whole here. 8 goes into 9 once, with 1 left over 8. So adding the whole numbers, you get 6. Adding the fractions, you get 1 and 1/8. So now we're just going to put these back together. Okay, so your answer becomes the wholes added together of 6, add the 1 and 1/8. So you got 6 wholes and 1 wholes, which makes 7, and then the 1/8. Okay, just to finish off, occasionally they might put a multiplying in. It's rare to have a multiplying question, but multiplying fractions are important, of course, when it comes to probability tree diagrams. Okay, so and if you remember, it's really simple. It's actually easier to multiply. It's much easier to multiply than to add fractions, because with multiplying, you just multiply the top numbers. Okay, so 3 times 5 is 15. You multiply the bottom numbers. 4 times 6 is 24, and it's job done. Okay, you sometimes need to simplify. You need to look, is there a factor in here? Okay, sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. In this case, 3 goes into both of them. So share by 3 and you get 8. Share that by 3 and you get 5. So 5/8 is the answer. Here we've got to multiply. You need to be careful because it's mixed numbers multiplying here. Whereas with adding, we can split this up and look at the whole numbers and then the fractions. But when it comes to multiplying, you can't do that. So what you need to do here is change this into improper. So you've got 2 wholes, so that will be 8/4 plus the quarter, which is 9/4. Okay, or you could just do 2 times 4 is 8, plus the 1 is 9. And then you've got this one then, 3 wholes, so that's 9/3, yeah, 9/3, plus the 1 is 10/3. Or you could just do 3 times 3 is 9, plus the 1 is 10, 10/3, and then just multiply them. So you get 90 here over 12. Okay, so it's a nasty sort of answer to have, because we do need to simplify it, but you can just take your time on this. Maybe you could halve top and bottom. Okay, we can't halve it again, but maybe 3 goes into it. Divide that by 3. If you work that through, it comes out as 15. Divide that by 3, you get 2. So then you get this. top heavy, improper, so 2 goes into 15 7 times, with 1 left over 2. And there's your answer.